My name is Dina and I'm here to testify as a citizen. I began my testimony last week in the House and decided to take the recommended waiting period of 72 hours to think about it and come back today. So I'm glad that I've had that much time to think through my choice. I would like to note that I'm fortunate in my ability to travel back and forth to the State House again, and this is an inconvenience and a burden that a lot of women couldn't make. So many women have reached out to me and said they'd like to be here, but they can't because they're working and caring for their families, and I don't want them to be silenced because they don't control their work schedules. I'll leave the statistics and the research and the legal aspects to the professionals because I'm here to help represent the population that will be directly impacted by this bill. I think it's really important that women be heard and women be considered when women's health issues are being debated. I think it's demeaning to all women to imply to us that we need 72 hours to make a decision and that we take our medical decisions lightly. Women already make careful decisions in consultation with their healthcare providers about whether to raise a child, choose adoption, or have an abortion. We do not need politicians to protect us from making decisions on a whim. And it begs the question in my mind of when we had our legislators go into the business of being thought police. Also, and I cannot stress this enough, no healthcare provider forces a woman to have an abortion in 24 hours. She is free to take days or weeks to contemplate her choices. The point here is that we do not need a mandated minimum thinking period. Last Wednesday and also tonight, I have heard flawed analogies as rationale for this bill. Because someone can and does take a long time to think about other medical procedures, like a knee replacement or cancer treatments, it does not follow that a woman must take 72 hours to think about her medical procedures. The correct analogy would be, because people can and do have the freedom to take extra time to think about these choices, women can and do also have that right before having an abortion. That analogy reflects what we already have happening today. But perhaps more important than the offensive assumptions about the mental faculties of our female Missourians is the fact that this bill is the beginning of a slippery slope. Why 72 hours? Clearly 24 hours was not enough to satisfy the legislator for long. And I am worried about the arbitrary nature of that number, because next year you could decide it needs to be 5 days, it needs to be a week, it needs to be a month. I don't see what there is to stop such a gross assault on women's rights to free and safe healthcare, legal and safe healthcare, once we begin chipping away at these rights with mandated waiting periods.
I'm going to have to ask if there's any questions at this time. Do we have any questions for this witness? Thank you very much for your testimony and for being with us. We'll now move to the next witness in support